gentlemen. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I would like to start my presentation entitled English Oral Communication Apprehension in Maritime Academy of Indonesia. Okay, that's the picture, and that's also what I feel now. Yeah, I was not nervous before I got up, actually, but now, wow, I'm really nervous. Okay, there are some reasons why I'm dealing with this studies. Actually, first one, that's because I always feel something like this, and the second one, have a look at this. Okay, firstly, as coordinator of Minister for Maritime Affairs 2015, preparing Makassar, Indonesia as a global city. And the second one is the standards of training, certification, and watchkeeping of seafarer 2010. Firstly, required communicative competence for seafarers and great challenge for Indonesian seafarers. Supporting those goals, the coordinator of Minister for Maritime Affairs appealed that the maritime students have to be provided and prepared English communication skill. They have to be able to speak English fluency in order to be able to compete and work with other persons from foreign country. Unfortunately, in Indonesia, English still as foreign language, so the students rarely use and practice in the class. Sorry, the students rarely practice. They just practice when they are in the class. So when they are outside of class, they will not use or practice the English. In class, teachers generally expect that the students should produce English perfect with a perfect grammar and always put the students in the pressure that they have to provide and they have to produce English grammatically correct. And the consequence may be hesitance, fear, and anxiety when using the language in the real communication situation. And the third one, the degree of communication apprehension, not completely examined. It means that the research examined the level of anxiety would help assess if and how Indonesian English teacher competencies, teaching methods, and also instructional materials should be changed. Next, what is communication apprehension? As my background and also grounded theory, I took what Macrosky stated that communication apprehension is individual level of fear, anxiety, or nervousness connected with either real or anticipated communication with another person or people. So it consists of two parts, namely transitory apprehension. It means that the temporary nervousness or anxiety of an individual might feel in a particular situation. For example, at the first start of the speech, most people feel some tremors of nervousness, like what I feel now. For the first time we are speaking, we really feel really nervous. The second one is dispositional trait. It is not tied to a specific communication event. People with high dispositional apprehension generally feel nervous and uncomfortable in any setting where communication is required. about what Harvard stated that foreign language communication anxiety is defined as the spatial communication apprehension saturating foreign language learning from the personal knowledge that one will almost certainly have difficulty of understanding others and making oneself understood. Actually, Harvard also provides this one foreign language classroom anxiety scale to measure the level of the student's communication apprehension. It consists of 3 parts: communication apprehension, test anxiety, and fear of negative evaluation. Some physical symptoms of communication apprehension. The first one is sweaty hands, many feelers, trembling voice, racing heart, or beating really fast. It's really beating fast. Yeah. Okay. The method of this study, actually the purpose of this study is try to investigate the level of the students' communication apprehension by using observation and also questionnaire. The questionnaire was adapted from PKPI or Foreign Language Classroom Anxiety by Harvard. It consisted of 25 questions. It administered a week before the speaking test that the students get. The participants consist of 10 students from nautical department. They are the first year of nautical department of IIT Makassar. Okay, data analysis. It calculated manually. The score possible range 25 to 125. After obtaining a composite score from each student of PKPI or Foreign Language Classroom Anxiety scale, it was categorized into a level of apprehension. Like we can see high with 90 to 125, moderate 67 to 89, and low 25 to 66. The observation result, I take participants as the example. The score of the PKPI was 69 out of possible 125. What did she felt moderate anxiety. She did not feel very anxious in the speaking test. During the first minute, she had a squishy face and trembling voice. But after about 2 minutes, she were able to take control and manage anxiety. Voice became normal, and sometimes search for words, but tone didn't indicate the nervousness and normal breathing. In this study, 2 participants had low apprehension. They experienced apprehension symptoms only at first, and then could manage and control their communication in order to get a good performance. And next one, 6 participants had moderate apprehension. They showed symptoms of apprehension such as mumbling, many feelers just like and also flat expression, and look very anxious in the beginning of the speaking test. But then they could cope with apprehension by using techniques such as deep breathing, smiling, and using hand gesture. And 2 participants had a high apprehension. During the speaking test, they were really nervous, used many fillers, always repeat the same words many times, and even they didn't speak at all. I contracted also that the participants feel really nervous and anxious because they lack vocabulary and also they lack of preparation. And last, they were really fear of evaluation. And I can say that the more symptoms of anxiety that the students have, the more anxious they are. In contrast, the fewer symptoms they have, the less anxious or apprehensive they will be. And as the conclusion and recommendation, the level of students' apprehension at the speaking test, high apprehension at 20%, moderate apprehension 60%, and low apprehension 20%. And the most important thing that no teacher can guarantee that a class will be anxiety-free. So the teacher should be aware of trying to minimize the anxiety in the classroom to strengthen language learning efficiency, and try to provide and create a really comfortable atmosphere for the students to learn and speak. For the further research, we'll need empirical evidence concerning how effective anxiety reducing techniques are in a foreign language learning classroom. As the English teacher, in the role of communication as a facilitator and giving new insight and information on the language learning, and the last point, and also really important, that encouraging the students to be more confident. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you very much.